everybody, and welcome to the Internal Baseball League, where today we have an opening day matchup between the greatest New York Yankees taking on the greatest Houston Astros from Yankee Stadium here in New York. On the mound for the New York Yankees today will be left-hander Ron Guidry, as you see in our picture today. He'll take the start coming in his 1978 season. We'll take a look at each team and the years they are using. So let's first take a look at the visiting Houston Astros. Leading off will be second baseman Jose Altuve in his 2017 season, a 957 OPS, almost a 9 WAR. Batting second is center fielder Cesar Cedeno, 1972 season, 9.5 WAR and a 922 OPS. Batting third is first baseman Jeff Bagwell, using that immaculate 1994 season with a 1.201 OPS, a 13.0 WAR, while hitting .368. Batting fourth, right fielder Richard Hidalgo, a 1.027 OPS, while hitting .314 and 44 home runs. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Yordan Alvarez, hitting .306, 37 home runs, 97 runs batted in, with an OPS of 1.019. Batting sixth, the third baseman Alex Bregman, OPS of 926, 2018. 31 home runs, 103 RBIs. Batting seventh, the Puma, Lance Perkman. He plays left field with an OPS of 1.050, 34 home runs, 126 RBIs. Batting eighth for the Astros, shortstop Carlos Correa. 20 home runs, 96 RBIs, OPS of 812, WAR of 5.1. Batting ninth and catching is your catcher Brad Ausmus. 2004, 5 home runs, 31 RBIs, 248 hitter. But he should be a good defender on this Astro team. For the Yankees defensively, Mantle in left, DiMaggio in center, Ruth in right. That's right, Mantle, DiMaggio, and Ruth. Around the Yankees in the infield will be Nettles, Jeter, Cano at second, and Gehrig at first. Catching is Elston Howard, and on the mound for the New York Yankees, again, 1978 Ron Guidry. He had a record of 25 wins and 3 losses and a 1.74 earned run average. Let's do this from Yankee Stadium in New York as Jose Altuve comes to the plate. So Guidry looks in, gets the sign. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. 210 is a ground ball, second baseman. Cano scoops it and throws him out for the first out of the ball game. So now here's Cesar Cedeno, again coming in with a 320 average in this season. He's a right-handed batter, good pop, excellent speed. Howard puts down the sign, Guidry looks in, gets the sign, and here's a pitch to Cedeno. 6-3 fly ball into right field, that's Ruth. He's a 3-E-22 out there, he makes the catch. Holy cow, what a catch by Ruth. He had the sun in his eyes, but he made a fantastic catch coming over. Boy, Ruth's going to have some problems with that E22 for sure, but again, he's using that unbelievable season for it. So now batting third will be the first baseman, Jeff Bagwell. Yes, he had one of the most incredible years of all time. 1994 strike-shortened season. It would have came to 57 home runs if you prorated out. It would have had 170 RBIs. He would have won the Triple Crown with one of the best all-time years of all time. So Bagwell steps up against Guidry. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Bagwell. 4-8 and strikes Bagwell out. How about that? We played one half inning of play here in Houston. It is Astros nothing and the Yankees coming up the bat. Pitching for the Houston Astros today will be 1986 Mike Scott as he takes them out today, as you see in the picture there. Scott gets his warm-ups. He's a fastball pitcher, but he learned the split-finger fastball, and the rest has been history for Mr. Mike Scott. Astros defensively, Berkman, Cedeno, Hidalgo, Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Bagwell, Ausmus behind the plate, and Mike Scott is on the mound. And here's your New York Yankee lineup, again going over years. Derek Jeter leading off, 1999 season, 9.90 OPS. Batting second, Roger Maris, 61 home runs in 1961. Batting third, Joe DiMaggio, 30 home runs, 125 RBIs, 1.083, the year 1941 of the hitting streak. Batting fourth, 1920, Babe Ruth, 1.377 OPS, 54 home runs, 137 RBIs. Batting fifth, Lou Gehrig, 1.239 OPS, 47 bombs, 175 RBIs. Batting sixth, Mickey Mantle, the left fielder, 317 hitter, 54 home runs, 128 RBIs, 1.135 OPS. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Greg Nettles, 829 OPS. Batting eighth is Elston Howard, 348 hitter, won the MVP this season, 936 OPS, but he destroys and slaughters left-handed pitching, so he bats eighth against a right-hander. Batting ninth, the second baseman Robinson Cano, 314 hitter, 27 home runs, 107 RBIs in 2013. And let's go as Derek Jeter leads off against Mike Scott. So Mike Scott looks in, gets the sign from Osmus, and here's the first pitch. 1-8 and draws the walk. So Jeter is on. Mike Scott being a +5. This could be a very interesting situation. So now here's Maris. 61 home runs in 61. Osmus puts down the sign. Scott looks in. Let's see if Jeter runs. Here it goes. And the pitch. And it's going to be a hit and run, I think, for Roger Maris batting second. But he's going to ground ball the second. They'll get Jeter at first. And the hit and run really did not work. One away. So here's Joe DiMaggio. Only 13 strikeouts in 1941. 30 home runs. Had the hitting streak everyone talks about. Osmus puts down the sign. Scott looks in. Runner on first and one out. Pitch to DiMaggio. 6-3 and draws the walk. So DiMaggio works the walk against Scott. Mike Scott is already kind of complaining to the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire today is Tim Welke. Over at first is Mike Everett. At sixth is Bruce Beckman. And at third is Dan Bellino. So again, Tim Welke working a tough strike zone with Mike Scott today. 2 on and 1 out. And here is the Bambino, Mr. Babe Ruth. So Ruth comes in, 2 on and 1 out. Osmus sets the target. Scott looks in, and here's the pitch to Bambino. 4-9 and struck Ruth out looking. So Ruth will take a seat. Scott gets the curve on the inside corner, and there's 2 outs. Here's the first baseman, Mr. Lou Gehrig. 373 the Iron Horse, 47 home runs, 175 ribbies. Osmus sets the target. Scott looks in, 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. 5-7, ground ball the second. That's Altuve. That should be played, and throws him out to end the inning. Yankees will strand 2 with no hits, but we played 1 here in New York. The score, Houston 0, Yankees 0. So now Ron Guidry coming out pitching inning number 2. He'll pitch to Hidalgo, Alvarez, and Bregman. So Hidalgo the batter, top of the second. Howard sets the target for him. Guidry nods, and here's the pitch to Hidalgo. 3-7, ground ball to third. Nettles has got it. He will pick it up and throws out Hidalgo. So with 1 out, here's Jordan Alvarez, a youngster in this Houston lineup. 306 hitter, 37 home runs, 97 runs batted in. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in, left-hander to left-hander. Here's the pitch to Alvarez. 6-11, struck him out as Alvarez whiffs out the one in the inside corner. Now here is Alex Bregman, 2 outs in the second. Alvarez, Bregman, LSU man, 31 homers, 103 ribbies, 286, 51 doubles this season. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in, 2 outs in the second. Pitch from Guidry. 4-2, back to Guidry. Guidry gets it, throws him out to Gehrig, and that's 2 good innings for the Gator. We go to the bottom of the second, no score here in the Bronx. So now here's Mickey Mantle. He'll be followed by Nettles and Howard, the bat against Mike Scott. So Scott on the mound here in the second. Scott takes a minute. This is a brutal lineup to get through. Scott looks in the Mantle. Here's the pitch from Mike Scott. 2-6, and that ball is gone deep to right field. Mantle's going to send Cedeno back right center field. This is going to visit the bleacher creatures, and this ball is gone. So Mickey Mantle will touch them all as it goes deep in the seats in right field, and the Yanks lead it by the score of 1-0. So Mantle gets the first hit of the ball game, and it goes sailing in the bleachers in right center field. So now here's Greg Nettles. He's your third baseman on this roster. Alex Rodriguez is with Seattle, where he kind of belongs. Kind of helps the Seattle roster become more formidable. So Nettles gets the shot at third. Osman puts the sign down. Scott looks in. Here's the pitch to Nettles. 6-4, and that is a pop-up behind the plate. Osman should get this. He makes the catch, and that is the first out of the second. Here's the here is the catcher, Mr. Elston Howard. Howard again destroys left-hander this year. Hits righties well enough with power. Osman sets the target for him. Scott looks in, gets the target, and here's the pitch from Mike Scott. 3-9 and struck him out. Big strikeout for Howard, and that's 2 outs for Scott. So now here is Robinson Cano, don't you know. 27 home runs, 107 RBIs, hit .314 when he was in the peak of his career. Osmus puts down the sign. Scott digs in. Here's the pitch to Cano. And that is a line drive base hit Cano. That is Robinson Cano in a nutshell. Kept the hands back and rips one between first and second. So Cano on at first will be held on by Bagwell. And here's the shortstop, Derek Jeter. Walked his first time up. Osmus puts down the target. Scott from the stretch. But here comes Cano. He takes second base. So Robinson Cano, not knowing to steal bases, swipes second base. So he's on at second with 2 outs. Here's Jeter. Much better hitter against right-handed pitching this season. Osman sets the target. Scott looks in from the stretch. Looks back at Cano. Here's the pitch. And that is a base hit for Jeter. Ripped through the left-hand side. Cano was moving. He'll round third. He'll score without a throw. Berkman throws it in. Correa cuts it off, and the Yanks lead 2-0. RBI base hit by Jeter. That's all set up by a big stolen base by Cano. 2-0 Yanks. So now here's Roger Maris, the big right fielder. Runner on first in, 2 outs. Let's see if Jeter gets a jump. Osman sets the target for Scott. Scott working from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and they're going to try to run. He does again. So Jeter steals second. Now they know they got Scott worked. If they can get on, they can get something going against him. Runner on second and 2 outs. Here's Maris. Osman puts down the target for him. Scott from the stretch. Runner on second, 2 outs. And the pitch. And he gets a line drive, but right at Jose Altuve. And the Yanks score 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left. We play 2 innings of play here at the stadium. It is the Yankees 2 and the Astros nothing. So now it'll be Lance Berkman followed by Carlos Correa and Brad Osmus. So Berkman steps up. This is the Berkman year, 331, 34 home runs, 126 RBIs. He played left field this season, makes him very valuable on this Astro lineup. Howard puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Berkman. 2-7 ground ball to short. Jeter gobbles it up. He gets it and throws a strike to Gehrig for the first out. And now here's the young shortstop, Carlos Correa. 274, 20 homers, 96 RBIs. This is the one season Correa did play with a bunch of at-bats. Howard sets the target, taps the glove. Gehrig looks in. Here's the sign and pitch to Correa. 2-6. That's a base hit. First base hit of the ball game for the Astros. He'll take first. And now Correa's on with 1 out. He's got good speed, but with the combination of Guidry and Howard, Correa's have a problem getting that lead. So now there's a catcher, Mr. Brad Osmus. 248, not much of an offensive target. He's there more for the defense. Howard sets the target. Guidry working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Osmus. And that's a 110 ground ball to second. Cano has it. Correa will take second, and he'll throw the runner out at first. So Correa moves into scoring position, giving the Astros a shot with 2 outs, and it brings up Mr. Jose Altuve. So Altuve comes up. With 2 outs, Altuve grounded out his first time up. Can Altuve get a big base hit here? Howard sets the target. Cedeno works on deck. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on second and 2 outs and the pitch. 1-7 base hit left field. Let's see if they send him. Mantle's got a good arm. Correa will round third. Throw home and gets him. So great throw by the left fielder Mantle. He got a throw in to Howard. He blocked the play perfectly, and Correa was thrown out. Dave Tremblay, the third base coach, decided to send the windmill in motion and send the runner, only to get gunned at the plate. So the Astros get a couple hits. They strand one. 2-0 Yanks. We go to the bottom of the third. So here is DiMaggio, followed by Ruth and Gehrig, a right-handed hitter, lefty-lefty, against Mr. Mike Scott in this inning. DiMaggio walked it first time up. Ausmus sets the target. Scott looks in big windup to DiMaggio. Here's the pitch, and DiMaggio hits a rope to left center field. That's going to be trouble. That's going to go way in the alley left center field. DiMaggio holds his helmet down with his head down, rounds first, goes to second, and he'll stop right there. A stand-up double for Joe DiMaggio. So now here's Babe Ruth, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So DiMaggio on at second with nobody out. Ruth the batter. On deck is Gehrig. Ausmus sets the target. Scott from the stretch. Runner on second. Nobody out. Pitch to Ruth. 3-4 and walks him. So Scott again walks off the plate. Welke and Scott again going at it. First and second and nobody out. And here is Gehrig. Gehrig grounded out his first time up. Scott can use a double play in the worst way right now. Ausmus sets the target now. Scott working off the stretch. First and second, nobody out. Astro arms. Hidalgo has a rifle. Cedeno has a very good arm. And Berkman has basically an arm you can run on. So base at the left field. DiMaggio could get the jump and score. Let's see if Gehrig goes the other way. Ausmus puts down the sign. Scott working from the stretch. First and second, nobody out. Pitch to Gehrig. 3-7. He walks him. So now the Yanks with the bases loaded, a double and back-to-back walks. The Astros will bring the infield in, trying to prevent a big inning, but it'll bring up Mr. Mickey Mantle. Solo home run his first time up, went deep in the right field bleachers. Bases loaded, nobody out. Ausmus puts down the sign. Scott working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Mantle. 6-4, fly ball center field. That's shallow. Cedeno will come in. He'll get a beat on this, and he'll set himself perfectly and throw a strike in as DiMaggio has to hold. Oh, my. So now here's Greg Nettles. The Yankees possibly a chance of getting nothing out of this. There's bases loaded, 1 out. Nettles fouled out his first time up. Scott has the weaker, you want to call it that, a weaker part of this Yankee lineup. Nettles, Howard, and Cano. Ausmus sets the target. Ausmus goes over the sign. Scott again, fastball with that crazy splitter of his. So far, Welke has not given the home plate on this. He has only struck out 2 so far, but he's walked 4. Scott from the stretch. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch to Nettles. 1-11, and there she goes. Nettles will take this ball deep to right field. This ball should go out of there. Right center, Cedeno running out of room, and this ball is gone. The Yankees have taken a 6-0 lead here in the third inning. And that should do it for Mike Scott. I believe he's going to be done as Scott just walks off the mound. Here comes the Astro manager, and he'll take the ball from him as Elston Howard comes in. And the Astros will bring in Octavio Dotel. 97 innings, 58 hits. He's going to be asked to do a yeoman's work here and pitch a very long bullpen session. So Dotel, a right-hander, will come in and pitch to this Yankee lineup. 6-0 Yankees here in the third. Ausmus sets the target. Dotel looks in. Here's the pitch to Howard. 2-6, ground ball to short, and there's the second out of the inning. Correa will pick it up and throws it out to Bagwell. You can tell Mike Scott was not happy leaving the mound, going 2+ innings, giving up 6 earned runs and 5 hits and 4 walks. So Cano batting 1 for 1, double, a single, and a run scored. He stole second. That started an inning. Osmus puts down the sign. Otell looks in. Here's the pitch to Robinson Cano. Pop the first. Bagwell should get it. He camps under it. He waits, makes the catch. And the Yankee third is over. But they hit the grand slam by Nettles. And after 3, lead it 6-0. So Ron Guidry comes out, works his 4th inning. Only giving up 2 hits so far and not walking in. And he'll pitch to Cedeno, Bagwell, Hidalgo. Howard puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Cedeno. That's a base hit for Cedeno. So that's a big hit. That's up the middle. So that's between Cano and Jeter. DiMaggio fields it, throws it back in. And the Astros have their 3rd hit of the ball game. And now here's Jeff Bagwell. We talked about Bagwell before. Struck out his first time up. Howard puts down the sign. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on first and nobody out. Pitch to Bagwell. And that's a walk. So again, Guidry now has something to say to Tim Welke as the Astros put 2 on and nobody out. And now here's Mr. Hidalgo. Hidalgo grounded out at first time out. Again, he can use a double play here. First and second, no out. The thing you want to do when you get a big game like this, you don't want to give up a crooked number after getting one of your own. Howard sets. Guidry looks in. First and second, nobody out. Pitch to Hidalgo. 3-7. Ground ball. That will be a double play ball. Taylor made. Nettles has it. Flips it to Cano. 2. Gehrig and gets 2. So Cedeno moves to third. And there's 2 out. So 5-4-3. A nice, easy-going double play. So now here's Alvarez. Runner on third and 2 outs. The left-handed hitter Alvarez struck out his first time up. Howard sets the target. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on third and 2 outs. Pitch to Alvarez. 2-7. Fly ball center field. DiMaggio should get this. He'll camp in under it. Makes the catch, and the Astros will strand a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 6-0 Yanks here at Yankee Stadium for opening day of the Enternal Baseball League. So here is Jeter, fouled by Mantle and DiMaggio. So Jeter has walked, single, and drove in a run. He's had a good day so far. Otell working his 2nd inning of work. Osmus puts down the target. Otell looks in. Here's the pitch to Jeter. 2-7. That's a fly ball right field. Good pitch by Otell. He had him in front. Hidalgo will wait for this one. He'll make the catch. He'll come in and makes the catch, and Jeter retired for the first time today. So 1 out here in the 4th. Here's Maris. Maris in the ball game is headed to a force play and lined out, so he's officially 0 for 2. Osmus puts down the target. Otell looks in. Here's the pitch to Maris. And Maris with a walk. So Maris goes on base for the first time. Octavio Otell has his first, and now here is Mr. DiMaggio. He's walked and doubled so far. Osmus sets the target. Otell working from the stretch. Runner on first and 1 out. Pitch to Otell. 5-4. That could be a double play. Bregman, let's see. Does he get the double play or not? Let's see if he gets it. He will, and that's a double play. So Bregman gets it, goes around the horn, goes Altuve, flips it to Bagwell, and that will end the Yankees' 4th. Let's head to the 5th. 6-0 New York. So we go to the 5th. It'll be Bregman followed by Berkman and Correa. 5th inning here. Yanks lead by 6. So Guidry working the 5th inning. Bregman the batter, 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Bregman. 5-4, and that will be a pop-up behind the plate. That's Howard, and does he get to it in time? I believe he does. Let's see. He does. So good play by Howard. A little dribbler in front of the plate and throws him out to Gehrig covering for the first out here in the 5th. So now here's Berkman. Switch hitter, batting from the right side, grounded out his first time up. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Berkman. 6-8, and that's a fly ball left field. Mantle will sit right there. Mantle comes in, makes the catch, doesn't really have to move much, and that's 2 outs here in the 5th inning. So now here's Correa. He singled his first time up, one of the Astros 3 hits in the ball game. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. 2 outs here in the 5th for Correa. 3-8. And there's a fly ball in the center field. DiMaggio's in. Hill camping under this. Catch is made, and that will do it for the Astros here in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Yankees by 6. Lead 6-0. So now, Octavio Detal again working. Detal has looked really impressive since replacing Mike Scott. Detal's worked an inning and 2/3 with 1 walk so far. So now he'll pitch to Ruth, followed by Gehrig and Mantle, talking about lefty-lefty switchy against Detal in this 5th inning. Let's see how Octavio deals with this. Osmus puts down the sign. Detal looks into Ruth. Here's the first pitch to him. And there is Ruth. Oh, he's going to get robbed. Oh, my goodness. Cedeno. Hidalgo back to the track. Weeps, makes the catch and brings it back in. Holy cow, what a catch by Hidalgo. So Richard Hidalgo brings it back. Throws a strike back into Altuve, and what an applause out there for Hidalgo. Oh, he saved the home run there. So Ruth is outright robbed here in the Bronx. He better check his car. Boy, that was a robbery first-class job by Richard Hidalgo. So here's Gehrig, 0 for 1, and by the way, that was a 90% home run, and a 19 came up. That was robbery, folks. Here's Gehrig. He's grounded out and walked and scored a run. Osmus puts down the target. Detal looks in. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. 5-9, and got Gehrig on the inside corner. So Detal really showing his worth out here. Getting in, pitching in for Mike Scott here with 1 out in the 3rd inning. And here's Mantle. He's 1 for 2 with a home run so far. Mantle homered in the 2nd and flied out in the 3rd. Osmus sets the target. Detal looks in, and the big windup and pitch to Mantle, and that's a walk. So Mantle walks. Again, that is walk number 2 by Detal. We play 2 outs here in the 5th. And here's Nettles, fouled out and hit that grand slam, that home run that opened up the floodgates and knocked out Mike Scott. Osmus puts down the sign. Detal working from the stretch. Runner on first in, 2 outs. Pitch to Nettles. And Nettles with a line drive base hit. Mantle was going on the pitch. He'll go to 3rd easy. Hidalgo comes up and throws it back into Altuve. And it's 1st and 3rd Yanks with 2 outs. And here is Howard. This is where the Yankees could use a guy who can righties a little better. Howard has struck out and ground out. Detal obviously does have a huge advantage. Righty-righty matchup here. Osmus sets the target. Detal working from the stretch. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs, and the pitch. 3-4 struck Howard out. Howard strikes out. Yankees strand 2. We played 5 here in the Bronx. 6-0 Yanks. We go to the top of the 6th. So Guidry works the 6th inning here. It'll be Osmus, Altuve, and Cedeno to bat here in the 6th. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Astros. The Yankees, 6 runs on 6 hits. Let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Tigers lead the Twins 4-3. Again, these are the greatest players on the greatest teams. Seattle Mariners lead the Marlins in an interleague matchup 3-1. It is the White Sox leading the Angels 2-1. It is the Braves leading the Pirates 6-0. The Arizona Diamondbacks lead the Padres 4-0. In a high-scoring matchup, it looks like it is the Brewers leading the Indians by a score of 9-6. The Cardinals lead the Cubs in their traditional great matchup 8-2. Phillies lead the Rays by a score of 4-3. It is the Oakland Athletics leading the Giants in a Bay matchup on this opening weekend 4-2. And the Mets lead the Red Sox by the score of 2-0. Here as we go opening matchups here on the Enternal Baseball League as we play the top of the 6th inning. So Osman the bat 0 for 1. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Osmus. 6-9 ground ball the 2nd. Cano's got it. Throws out the Gehrig, and you got 1 man out. So here's Altuve. 1 for 2. Grounded out and singled. Howard sets in the target. Guidry looks in, and here's the pitch to Altuve. 5-8, and there's that slider by Guidry. It sends Altuve back to the bench. 2 outs in the 6th. Here's Cedeno. He's flying out and singled. That was back in the 4th inning. Astros only have 3 hits in this game through 5 2/3. Howard sets in the target, puts down the sign. Guidry looks in, and here's the pitch to Cedeno. 4-8 and got him. Cedeno swings over the slider, and Ron Guidry has pitched 6 strong innings, only giving up 3 hits. Bottom of 6 coming up here at the stadium. Yankees lead it by 6-0. So pitching for the Astros will be Larry Anderson. Octavio Dotel goes a very impressive 2 2/3, 1 hit and 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Larry Anderson will now come in the ballgame. Larry Anderson's season was 4-4, 3 strikeouts, 1.54 ERA. The only issue I have here is the Yankees are loaded with left-handed hitting, and this was the year Larry Anderson absolutely mauled against right-handed pitching, and lefties can touch him a bit. Yankees will be setting up Cano, Jeter, and Maris as a lefty-righty-lefty matchup. So again, this is a team probably Larry Anderson probably doesn't fare well against. Hopefully it's a 1-inning matchup here. Osmus puts down the sign for him. Anderson looks in. Here's the pitch to Cano. 1-12, and uh-oh, that's a line drive. Hopefully it does not get Cano hurt. Altuve makes the play, and yes, he will. Cano will go out. Looks like he'll be hobbled a bit, and the training staff will take him off the field. So we'll get more information on that as the game continues. Here's Jeter. Jeter, so far in the ballgame, has walked, singled, and flied out. Most likely that brings in Tony Lazzeri, who looks like he's on the bench trying to get loose. Osmus puts down the sign. Anderson looks in. Here's the pitch to Jeter. 3-8 and walked him. So that is the second walk by Derek. Anderson has a -2 on the arm, so he has a good arm. Osmus is basically a 0, so again, he could run here. Let's see if Derek does. Maris to bat. He's 0 for 2 so far. He walked back in the 4th. Osmus sets the target. Anderson now working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Maris, and that will be a strikeout for Larry Anderson. Don't tell him he can't pitch to lefties. That's 2 outs, and now here's DiMaggio. Now this is where it gets interesting. If he can get DiMaggio here, he may not have to pitch to Ruth and Gehrig and Mantle. Lefty switch to follow. Big out here for Larry Anderson. Osman sets the target. Anderson working from the stretch. Runner on first and 2 out. Pitch to Joe D. 2-8. Nope. Ground ball to short. Correa flips it to Altuve, and that will end things here in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Yankees lead 6-0. So Willie Randolph actually gets it. So let's see if Lazzeri is on this roster or is he in the minor leagues. He might be in the minor leagues because of that. And he is. I'm guessing he's in the minor leagues, and Willie Randolph will now get the start over the next couple ball games. So Randolph now in. So top of the 7th. And it will be Bagwell, Hidalgo, and Alvarez. Righty, lefty against Louisiana Lightning here in the 7th. No runs on 3 hits. He has struck out 4, walked 1. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Bagwell. 5-6 struck him out. Bagwell again strikes out. That's 2. Guidry's made sure he stayed off Bagwell's card, and that's 1 out here in the 7th. Here's Hidalgo. He gets a nice ovation after robbing a home run from Babe Ruth earlier. Hidalgo in the ballgame has grounded out and then grounded out into a tailor-made double play. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Hidalgo. 1-4-5 ball to left. He probably just got under it. Mantle will step a couple steps back. He's got plenty of room and makes the catch for 2 outs here in the 7th inning. So now here's Yordan Alvarez. So far he has struck out and fly out. He's your designated hitter in this ball game. Howard puts down the sign for him. Guidry looks in, and here's the pitch to Alvarez. 1-8, and Alvarez just drills one to the left field. This could be trouble. That's going to go over Mantle's head. He had him play poorly. Alvarez just rips one over his head, ups against the wall. He'll go around first. He'll got a second, and he's in there with a double. So Yordan Alvarez, a 2-out double. And the Astros got a runner on scoring position with 2 outs here in the 7th. And here's Bregman, 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice. Howard sets the target. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on second and 2 out. Pitch to Bregman. 4-5, and that's a base hit for Bregman. This will go in the gap. Let's see if Mantle or DiMaggio can get this one. It will scoot to the wall. It will scoot to the wall as Mantle will have to go get it. Alvarez scores without a throw, and Bregman stops at second, and the Astros have broken through, and it's a 6-1 ball game. So back-to-back doubles by Alvarez and Bregman, and it brings up Lance Berkman. 6-1 Yanks here in the 7th. Howard sets the target, puts the sign down. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on second and 2 out. Here's the pitch to Berkman. 1-5, and Berkman will send a shot to left field. Mantle not playing this one really well. Will go over his head. He's not used to playing left field here at the stadium. That caroms against the wall. Bregman will score. Bregman will stop at second, and the Astros have hit 3 doubles in a row, and it's 6-2 Yanks here in the 7th. So Guidry getting hit hard here. 3 extra base hits, 3 doubles. And now here's Carlos Correa. 6-2 Yanks here in the 7th. Howard sets in the target now. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on second and 2 out. Pitch to Correa. 5-5 and got the inside corner. So Guidry strikes out Correa looking, but the Astros score 2 in the 7th. They get back in this at 6-2 Yanks heading to the 7th inning stretch. But Larry Anderson stays in this game, and I think that is a mistake if you ask me. So I'm looking at this team, and they're going to bring in Juan Augusto. So Augusto is going to come in. I'm going to go ahead and make a managing call here, decision. Normally I let the computer make decisions, but in this situation, I mean, Ruth still destroys lefties. Just look at the card, but still you want to go lefty against these monsters and hopefully take a little of the steam out of them. So Augusto comes in. Hopefully the call I made was correct. It's 6-2, bottom of the 7th. Osmond puts the sign down. Augusto 10-2, 4 saves, 2.26 ERA. Mostly known to pitch 1 inning, but he needs what he gets done. He pitches to the lefties. So Augusto looks in. Here's the pitch to Ruth. And Ruth just missed one. He has a deep drive to right field. It will send Hidalgo back, but I think the wind's going to keep this one in. If they got the air conditioning on here at the stadium, it's gone, but Hidalgo will get it right there. So Ruth just misses it. 1 out here in the 7th, and here is Gehrig. So Gehrig steps up. He's grounded out, walked, and struck out. Can't keep Gehrig down much. So here's Osmus again, puts the sign down. Augusto looks in. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. And Gehrig fouls out behind the plate. Osmus is there, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. And now here's the tough man in this lineup, Mickey Mantle. So Mantle steps up, 2 outs here in the 7th. It's 6-2 Yanks. Mantle has homered back in the 2nd, flied out, and he walked in the 5th. So with 2 outs, Osmus goes out and talks to Augusto, see what they want to do. Nettles on deck. Then you got the lefty killer in Howard. Osmus puts the sign down. Augusto looks in. Here is the pitch to Mantle. 5-3, fly ball right field. Let's see if Hidalgo will get this. It should be an easy play for him. And makes the catch. And the Astros are out in the 7th. That's what the Astros needed. It was a 1-2-3 inning. Let's head to the 8th. It's 6-2 Yanks. Opening day here at the Eternal Baseball League from Yankee Stadium. So 6-2 in the 8th. Guidry will stay out there and pitch to the 8th. He'll pitch to Osmus, Altuve, and Cedeno. That'll be a right against Guidry here. So Howard goes out and talks to Guidry, makes sure he is set up. So far, Guidry has gone 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Both runs are earned. Back-to-back doubles by the Astros in the 7th. Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Osmus. Osmus hits a line drive base hit. Oh, he had a bullet. Almost picked up by Randolph, but it scoots through, and Osmus will lead off with a base hit. So the Astros again got something going. Base hit number 7. Here's Altuve. Altuve's 1 for 3. Single back in the 3rd. So now Guidry looks in. Yankee bullpen's got to get loose here soon. Howard sets the target. Guidry working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Altuve. 2-10. That is a ground ball in the hole. Hit that earlier, too. Randolph's got it. Only plays the first as Osmus will take second. So a big run at second base. The Astros can get that one. They'll stay in this ball game and be only down 3. So in the 8th inning, 1 out, and here's Cedeno. He's flying out, singled, struck out. Single came back in the 4th. Howard sets in the target. Howard gets up and goes out and runs out to Guidry. Make sure he's got the signs. Howard sets up the defense, puts the sign down. He gets down the crouch. Guidry looks in. Runner on second and 1 out here in the 8th. Pitch to Cedeno. 3-10, 5 ball shallow left. Osmus will have to hold. Mantle will come in, makes the catch, and Cedeno will be retired with 2 outs here in the inning. But it brings up Bagwell, a guy don't want to pitch to in this situation. Let's see if Yankee management decides to pull Guidry here, or does he let Guidry pitch to Bagwell in the 8th? So Howard again. He asks him, he puts a sign down. I think we're going to go slider here. If Guidry stays in, look for that slider away. So far, Bagwell 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. He had a walk back in the 4th inning. Howard sets the target. Guidry working from the stretch. Runner on second, 2 outs, 6-2 Yanks. Pitch to Bagwell. 5-8, got him for the 3rd time. Guidry with the slider away. Bagwell whiffs at it. We go to the bottom of the 8th at 6-2 Yanks. It'll now be Nettles, Howard, and Randolph against Augusto. So yeah, you'll pitch to him here. Then I think if you're smart for the Astros, you probably pull him for a reliever. Nettles 2 for 3, homered in the 3rd. It was a grand slam home run. And then he had a single off Dautel in the 5th inning. So Nettles 2 for 3, enjoying a great opening day. Osmus puts down the sign. Augusto looks in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch to Nettles. 5-10. That's a shallow fly ball. Cedeno has that played well. Comes in, makes the catch. And that's 1 out here in the 8th. Now with Elston Howard the man. This is when the Astros probably should get him out of there because of this unbelievable year Howard has against lefties. Let's see if they do. Osmus will set the sign. Augusto stays out there. We'll see if they make the move. Here's the pitch to Howard. He stays in the game. That's a base hit for Elston Howard. Boy, he saw that well. He'll go to first and he'll bring up Randolph. So now Randolph the batter. His first at bat after replacing Robinson Cano earlier. This is Randolph's 294 season. 7 home runs, 46 RBIs. So Randolph usually sees lefties quite well. This is a situation he likes to hit in. Howard at first and 1 out. Osmus sets the target. Augusto working from the stretch. Runner on first and 1 out. Pitch to Randolph, and that is a walk to Randolph. So Randolph does what Willie likes to do. He moves Howard over, first and second and 1 out, and here's Jeter. Jeter loves hitting right-handed pitching this season, though. So I think you'll probably see Augusto stay in here. He's 1 for 2, RBI single in the second. He's walked twice. So now Augusto needs to make a perfect pitch. He needs to set the Yankees down, giving the Astros a chance to maybe do some damage in the 9th. Osmus puts the sign. Augusto looks in from the stretch. First and second, 1 out. Pitch to Jeter. 2-3, ground ball to third. That's Bregman. It's not hit hard. He'll go to second, and that gets him. But Jeter will go to first. So now the Yankees have runners at first and third. It's Maris against Augusto. Unless the Yankees make a change here, the Astros will probably leave an Augusto for this last batter. First and third, 2 outs. Augusto to pitch to Maris. Yankees a big insurance run at third, and Jeter at first. Not sure if Jeter's going to run. He's being held. Osmus looks out, gives the signs to the fielders. Augusto waits for his sign from his captain Osmus. Osmus puts the sign down. Augusto working from the stretch. First and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Maris. 4-6, and he got him. That's why Augusto's in there. He gets those lefties out. We head to the 9th. It's the Yanks 6 and the Astros 2. So we head to the 9th here in the ball game. Dautel went 2 2/3, 1 hit. Anderson went 1 inning, and then Augusto came in and worked 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Guidry's gone 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Now, for the scoreboard so far, Tigers lead the Twins 7-3. It is the Mariners leading the Marlins 5-2. It is the Angels leading the White Sox 5-3. Braves lead the Pirates 6-2. Diamondbacks over the Padres 7-2. It is the Brewers over the Indians 9-6. It is the Cardinals leading the Cubs 8-6. Phillies lead the Rays 5-4. Battle in the Bay. The A's lead the Giants 5-4. And the Mets lead the Red Sox 3-0. So the score is 6-2. We play the top of the 9th inning. It'll be righty, lefty, righty. Hidalgo, Alvarez, and Bregman against the Gator. Looking for a complete game here in the 9th inning. So Howard sets the target. Guidry looks in from the stretch, from the windup. Here's the pitch to Hidalgo. And that's a 3-7. That's a ground ball. Nettles has got it. He picks it up. He straightens it out and throws a strike to Gehrig for the first out here in the 9th. Here's Alvarez, 1 for 3, started that 7th inning off with a double, which then preceded Bregman and Berkman the double to give the Astros the 2 runs in that 7th inning. So Alvarez steps up, 1 for 3. Howard sets the sign for him, puts the sign down. Gehrig looks in. The big windup for Gator at the pitch, and that is going to go way back for Alvarez. Deep right center field. DiMaggio will look up. He will try and not will be able to get it. It is long gone. So Yordan Alvarez. It's a huge home run here at the stadium. And the Astros have cut into the lead. It's 6-3 with 1 out in the 9th. So now here's Bregman. Now Mariano Rivera's got to get up in this Yankee bullpen. Howard goes out and talks to Guidry. I don't know what they're waiting on. I think they think Gehrig can get through this. 1 out in the 9th. Howard sets in the target. Guidry looks in. 6-3 lead in the 9th with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Bregman. And Bregman flies to left field. Oh, he just missed it off the trademark. Mantle is there. Doesn't have to move much. He steps back and makes the catch, and he got 2 outs here. So now with 2 outs, here is the Puma, Lance Berkman, doubled the run back in the 7th. Puma, again, he's a switch hitter. He'll bat from the right-hand side. His strong side is his left side. This is where they want to keep him here. He gets on. It opens up a lot of possibilities. So Guidry wants to try to finish this once and for all and get that complete game. Howard puts the sign down, puts down that slider, I bet. I'm sure he wants to give it to Berkman now. 121 strikeouts that season. He knows he can get him with it. Guidry looks in. 1 ball, 2 strikes is your pitch. Here's the pitch to Berkman. And that will be a strike him out. Berkman swings over it. And that, folks, will be over. That's a 5-ball right field, I believe. It should go foul down the line. Ruth, can he get it? It is foul ball. And the pitch to Berkman, and he struck him out to end the game. So the final score is the New York Yankees in the Enternal Baseball League wins this one by the score of 6-3. The Yankees 6 runs on 7 hits, while the Astros 3 runs on 8 hits. Let's go ahead and give you the quick stats here, and we'll be out of here for tonight. Yankees with 2 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd. A big hits were a grand slam by Nettles in the 3rd. Gave the Yankees that 6-run lead. Astros fought back with 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 9th. But the Yankees win it. Guidry goes 9, gives up 8 hits, 3 runs and 3 earned, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. With that 1 home run he gave up to Alvarez. Mike Scott takes that tough loss. Here we go 2 in the 3rd innings. 5 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 home runs given up, and Scott's night was done. Duttell came in, pitched great, 2 2/3. Anderson pitched the inning, Augusto pitched 2. So Astro relievers really did a nice job. Yankees left 8 on base, the Astros 4. Doubles in the double plays, the Astros had 1, Yankees had 1. Doubles by Alvarez, Bregman, Berkman, and DiMaggio. Home runs by Alvarez, Mantle, and Nettles. RBIs, Alvarez had 1, Berkman had 1, and Bregman had one, and Berkman had one. Jeter had one, Mantle had one with his home run, and Nettles cleared the bases with his grand slam. Jeter and Cano both had stolen bases, but it seems like Robinson Cano will be out day to day, and he'll be out a couple days. That means the Yankees will probably be seeing Willie Randolph playing a couple games in his spot. But Ron Guidry tonight pitches the complete game, 9 innings, only giving up 8 hits, and wins this one by the score of 6-3. Well, folks, that is it for an evening of Enternal Baseball League Stratomatic Style. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate your time. Please like, please subscribe, please hit the bell on the way out. Have a good night, everybody. This has been the best of the Enternal Baseball League on Stratomatic.